What's up, guys? Dave here, and I do promise to start doing more of the usual kind of videos I do. But today I had to do something. See, tomorrow, which will be Sunday, December 13th, 2020, will be the birthday of my best friend and brother of another mother, Neil Harmon. Now, last year, Neil unfortunately passed from us. He was fighting an issue with his heart, and unfortunately, this was a fight he didn't get to win. But he went down swinging. But I am not here to relive the pain. I am here to remember my brother, my road dog, and how we went off to do all kind of crazy adventures. I mean, I wasn't feeling too hot. This man would drag my butt out, and we'd go to Orlando once a week. We'd hit the best comic book shops, get some dinner. Dude, oh, it was great. We would go, I mean, it's an hour drive from us. And we'd always talk about the latest comic book, TV or movie news as far as for superhero stuff or anything else that was just badass at the time. We'd always listen to 101.1 WJRR. I mean, it's the rock station of choice for us. And of course, here's the funny stuff. Like, we would start talking about different ideas and stuff, and JRR became our soundtrack station because there'd be a song that comes on that fits almost exactly what we were talking about. Oh, it was freaking great. Oh man. Like, we'd be talking about the Joker. All of a sudden, Jimi Hendrix is all on the Watchtower would come on, and so there must be some kind of way out of here. So the Joker to the Thief. It was freaking great, man. God, we used to hit the comic book cons and stuff. It was great. The man did the best Joker cosplay. I mean, he wasn't trying to be any particular Joker. He was himself, but he put his own spin on it. And a lot of people were claiming to be intimidated by him. I remember we were at the debut of Gods and Monsters, grand opening. There was a Harley Quinn cosplayer there. Neil was so intimidating. When we call her over to get a picture taken, she's like, "I'm not sure I want to." The man was just so charismatic. He, he intimidated a Harley Quinn cosplayer. And I'm sure she finally did have the guts to come over. It was all good. But yes, from that point, I started jokingly calling him the Alpha Joker. Because we would go to different conventions and stuff. There'd be other Jokers, for sure. But he always seemed to be the one that everyone kind of looked up to. I remember one year at MegaCon, I was dressed up as the Jay Garrick Flash. He was doing the Joker and rocking it. So we're walking around, and we come across a group of cosplaying friends who are in the convention. And there was another dude, big, long hair, kind of trying to do the same look that Neil was pulling off. And they just kind of looked at each other like I couldn't believe this crap. So, of course, being the guy I am, I had to get between them. I did look over at Neil, looked up the other guy, and said, "Okay, one of you is going to have to go home and change." Oh, God. Oh, it was great. There was another time we went to MegaCon. Unfortunately, Neil had a bad bout of allergies, and the makeup he had was unfortunately just messing with him. He got it with his eyes and stuff. It was just he couldn't do it, so he couldn't do the costume. Still had green hair though. I was dressed up as a Mazo, classic DC comic book villain, and people were like wanting to stop me and get pictures. Normally they'd stop and get him, and I remember joking around looking and said, "I like being the pretty one." Oh God, Neil had the freaking sharpest memory. There was another time that I was joking around about, his charisma when he's in Joker costume, and he says, "Well, I know you do like to be the pretty one, Dave." Oh, God. The man knew Star Wars better than anybody. He went to a Star Wars trivia contest one night at Gods and Monsters and soloed everybody. Yes, pun intended. I mean, the only thing that was stopping him from getting perfect marks were the fact that he didn't know how to spell a certain word, but he knew how to pronounce it. Everyone like, dude, if that's all you got, yes, you got it. You won first frickin' place. Oh, he ran the best frickin' games too, dude. I know we all kind of took advantage of the fact that he was a master storyteller. This man read Tolkien and stuff, despite the fact that he had dyslexia. The man was an avid reader. May have taken him a little time, but he digested every frickin' bit of it. He was just amazing. And he did have a good sense of humor. We were at another convention, and there was a girl dressed up as a sexy white rabbit. Of course, Neil was the dude in the hat. He always had this big, funky top hat of his. And I remember, he couldn't make it because he got called into work that day. He comes in later, and he sees the white rabbit, takes off his hat, looks at her, and says, "Okay, back in the hat." Girl got a huge kick out of it. The guy had a great sense of humor, although sometimes I did kind of wear his nerves a little bit. I mean, the man, a notoriously charismatic ladies' man. And when we went out to different places, yes, he was on the lookout for lovely ladies. Me, although I had my appetites, you got to understand, I've been dealing with depression for decades, so part of me doesn't always think I always got a shot. So I focus on the things I can get, namely food to stuff my pie hole. So I remember one time we were driving down I Drive in Orlando. Neil's looking, he sees a couple lovely ladies walking down the street and is passing by a sign for a restaurant. And Neil points over and says, "Hey, do you see that, Dave?" I looked over and said, "Yeah, all you can eat buffet." He'd look at me and say, "What are you missing? What?" Oh, the man was a legend. He was a freaking legend, dude. But, oh, God, another time at another convention, he joked about the fact that I always had to miss ladies. I was actually in a con one time. I was looking for a specific kind of comic book. And apparently, a lady, I was on the floor. I was looking at there was a lady apparently in really tight jeans who had bent over me practically. I would go over to see it. He's got this big shit-eating grin on his face. And he's like, "So, did you enjoy the view?" I'm like, "What view?" And the grin turned to a look of absolute shock and dismay. He's like, "Oh, God, no. Tell me you didn't miss it." "Miss what?" And he points out the girl to me. Oh, God. I was completely oblivious. So, I tried to compensate. We were at another con, of course, and we were walking along, and there was a beautiful woman dressed up as Supergirl. She was bent over, so I was looking at her. Next thing I know, I'm being pushed to the side of the line. I didn't know why. Eventually, Neil catches up with me. He says, "You're welcome." I'm like, "What for?" I said, "Dude, I just saved your ass." An actor that played an Ewok in Return of the Jedi was walking through with his bodyguards. And had I kept on my course, I would have stepped on him. Of course, the dude's got a bodyguard bigger than both of us put together. I was completely oblivious. And he's like, "Do you know what he's doing? Like, and what do you think you're doing?" I'm like, he's like, "Saving my friend's ass." I I owned up to it, but that's another thing that he never let me forget, no matter how much I wanted to. Oh, but the man was amazing. He was a true legend. He believed in honor. He was a avid lover of mythology, particularly the Norse. You talk to the man, he'd tell you, just that he definitely was a follower of Odin, and I wouldn't be surprised if that man was going to have a spot in Valhalla one day. He was a true badass. He was a legend among our time. There's not going to be anyone like him. And I miss him a lot. So, knowing I probably wouldn't be up for doing this tomorrow, I wanted to post this in time for his birthday to remember one of the best men I've ever known in my life. My friend, my brother. And he's definitely still missed. You take care, bro. Hopefully one day in the near future, well, hopefully not that near, I'll get to see you again, bro. I don't know. For the fans of my videos, I will get back to the more fun stuff, but I had to do this. I had to do something. And tomorrow I'll probably get my bottle of Viking Blood Ale. Actually, not ale, it's actually Viking. It's mead, honey mead. I'll probably take a couple sips and I'll pour some out for him. I miss you, bro. And I think I will until I'm no longer kicking around here. And I'm not the only one. A lot of people miss you. A lot of people love you. And you're still in our hearts. Peace, bro.